Blog Talk Radio.
Season 7, debate talk for you. GMG, seek truth. Listen, I'm on a get knowledge mission. Debate talk for you is a great lake to fish in. You know a war got a blaze in the kitchen. If the seat too hot, don't try to sit in. We touch topics to bless you, yes. And plus we gotta line up a special guest. You heard about Josh, he the champion. Absolute Bible truth is the champion. Can't forget Zadok, the brother always stay hot. And the KOJ is like a rank on top. Shout out Amuna. Relationship issues gonna have to get dealt with either later or sooner. Live on air, when Sal hit the button, it ain't no front, you better ride prepared. Put it out, look at how hard you went. Can the other side handle your argument? When the question pops, now is your chance to respond. Don't dodge like why is it sick? Waiting for the answer, like 1996 in the NBA draft when AI was the pick. Man in the mirror, wake up, use your head. It's not a hat rack, begin a new era. Shows like this be few to none. And where we come from, speak the Hebrew tongue. Take down notes, the audience votes, and then check back in to see who won. Debate talk for you, for you, debate talk for you, 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 for you.
Studies to show thyself approved. You're now listening to Debate Talk V Radio.
Hey, what's up? This is Uncle E from the Uncle E Show on YouTube. You're now listening to Debate Talk for You Radio. Please check in every Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Call up if you got questions. The number is 319
What else?
527
What else?
62
What else?
39.
Got it.
Please press 1 for question and comments. And also check out my show on YouTube at Renegades TV. Big shout out to my brother, Sal Showtime. Let's get it.
Peace and blessings to everyone that's listening. This is Moreh Yakel, the mighty Hebrew, Lion of Judah with Campaign for Biblical Literacy Ministries, walking in the way of my forefathers Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, observing the Torah, slaying devils, and manifesting the blessing of the Most High. Come by, pay us a visit by going to my website at www.campaignforbiblicalliteracy.com and by going to my YouTube channel at Campaign for Biblical Literacy Ministries. Shalom.
Hi, this is Tyrone Thompson, host of the Blog Talk Radio broadcast Talk Real Solutions. Please tune in and listen to all of our shows 7 nights a week at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. At Talk Real Solutions, we cover a variety of topics to ensure we speak about what may be needed in our community at any time. Talk Real Solutions is the hottest blog talk radio show going on right now. You can listen to our broadcast at www.blogtalkradio.com/talkrealsolutions or visit our website at www.talkrealsolutions.com. Also like our Facebook page at www.facebook.com/talkrealsolutions. You can call in at any time during the show and add to the conversation and offer your solutions at 1-858-357-8453. That's 1-858-357-8453. Because at Talk Real Solutions, we want to make sure you have a chance to talk real solutions.
I come to you today in peace. My name is Imuna Yisrael, recent author of The Angry Quote-Unquote Black Woman Syndrome Revisited, Volume 1, Her Mind It is a hot new piece all about the mind of the quote-unquote angry black woman. How does she operate in this society? How has slavery affected her? Just opening up really a 200-plus-year-old stereotype. So if you haven't taken a look as yet, go ahead over to www.imunayisrael.com and you can definitely check that out. Or you can just go to Amazon and look up Angry Black Woman Syndrome Revisited and see us there. You can check me on all social media, Twitter, Facebook, Periscope, YouTube, everything under Imuna Yisrael. So until next time, thank you for tuning in and definitely be the change that you desire to see in the world. One.
Shalom, Israel. This is Brother Robert, a.k.a. Pastor Nobody, from the Fountain of Israel Bible Studies class. You can find us on thefountainofisrael.com or use the search box on YouTube and type in Fountain of Israel. You can also email us at foibiblestudies@inbox.com. Again, that is foibiblestudies@inbox.com. We believe the whole Bible is the truth and relevant to our lives today. Join us weekly as we feed the flock with the uncut word of God. Matthew 4:4 says, "Man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeds out of the mouth of God." So until next time, this is Pastor Nobody. Search the scriptures and prove all things. Shalom, Israel.
That's our popular demand. You're now listening to Debate Talk View Radio.
Peace and assalamu alaikum. This is Raheem Ali, your expert investigative reporter. Checking out the Lion's Den Debate Talk for You with your great host, Sal Showtime.
Yo, what up? It's your boy K for H, representing East New York, Brooklyn. I'm in the building with my man Sal Showtime. He holding it down with the Debate Talk for You radio. Tune in every Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Also, check out that late nights and early morning mixtape and that Black Hoodie-ish mixtape. It's your boy K for H, and you're now listening to Debate Talk for You radio. Certified, stamped it, approved it.
This is Renald Francoeur representing from Atlanta, Georgia. And when I'm not busy in the studio, I'm checking out Debate Talk for You radio. Keep up the great work, Sal Showtime.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? How you guys doing? Welcome to another show. You're now listening to Season 7 of Debate Talk for You Radio. I'm your host, Sal Showtime, and this is the segment that we call the Hot Seat right here on Debate Talk for You Radio. This is the segment where you, the listening audience, can call in from the beginning of the show to the end with nothing but your questions and your comments. We always invite a special guest that most people may know through social media, and we know through lectures, YouTube, people that's recognizable to the, listening audience out there. And today's special guest, we have Jonathan Owens, right here on Debate Talk Radio, representing from the Amara Squad. We actually, if you're out there, brother, you got to press number 1. We're trying to await him to call in. Once he calls in, we can get the show started. And again, we're going to, get nothing but your questions and your comments. So if you have a question, people, you're listening on social media, on Blog Talk Radio, all you got to do is dial that number, 319-527-6239. Press number 1, and you can ask your questions to Jonathan Owens. Again, he's representing the Amara Squad. And he's going to be here pretty soon. We're just waiting for him to call in. I'm going to take a few minutes to actually, after, I'll make a few brief announcements to call him up and see, how soon he's going to be able to call in. and make it happen. Everybody know that the hot seat, we had people like Nasir Chabelle, Zion Lex, Nazir Lee, we had Irritated Genie, and many, many more people in the hot seat segment of the Debate Talk Radio. So make sure you check out the archives and check out the hot seat segment. We even had In the Black Radio in the hot seat segment of the Debate Talk Radio. So make sure you go check out the archives. Of course, we're on iTunes in the podcast section. Make sure you subscribe and show your support. Take the show with you to the gym while you're working out, in your car, while you're taking a walk. And never miss another episode. It downloads or it automatically uploads to your iTunes system, and whether you have your iPad or whatever, and you never miss another episode. So it's free, guys. It's absolutely free on iTunes. So make sure you go subscribe to the iTunes podcast and never miss another episode of Debate Talk for you. Of course, we're on all things social media. We're on YouTube, Blog Talk Radio, Google, all of those things. Type in Debate Talk for you Radio. So what I'm going to do, just give me a few minutes, guys. We're going to try to reach out to Jonathan Owens so we can get the show started. Again, that number, if you want to call in and stand by so you can ask your questions, it's 319-527-6239. Then you got to press number 1 and then stand by. You're going to get the people. Only thing that I ask when you ask your questions, you got to keep it clean, keep it professional, y'all. Keep it clean, keep it professional. So stand by, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back. Hopefully get the show started. Stand by.
That dial. You're now listening to Debate Talk Radio.
The misery and mystery of history, misidentity, interpolation of entity, misnomer, program paradigm to a paradigm. World star mentality, shoot for a paradigm. Rehearse, reiterate a paralyze. Paralyze our minds, reform for present time. Blind can leave blind, deaf can leave mute. No see, no hear, no talk, agree or get the boots. Uncle Sam signing in blood of new recruits. Spirit far from holy, got him rolling out, they molly popping. Molly popping the prophets of the prince and his father. Try to spit them, yeah, they suck teeth. Why bother? This warfare is mental, spiritual, physical, not figurative but literal. Metaphysical, political, your understanding critical. Echelon to echelon, the war is on. Blow the horn. Death of me, probably be the death of me. Like disciples before me, pushing people to glory. The same story with me, getting a homie named Keith. Adonai at a knee, come and rescue me. They lying on the scriptures, twist the word up, lies to the scriptures. How should God feel with high wizards and witches? Blonde hair, blue eyes, sage of Hosea picture. Second time quickly, 5, 10, 20, 50. Outside clean, inside of the cup filthy. Homeless outside, they sitting on rich realty. Millionaires find it hard to fit through the needle. Riddle me, why do we need a fall for the steeple? What we need is people. One mind, one heart, one Yah, one law, one covenant. To Yahuwah God, go walk. Oh, nation, this is warfare. Ain't no debating, no debating. This is warfare. Zion marching into your war place. Marching orders, move at a war place.
Messiah minded, militant strategic, led by the fire straight out of Egypt. I never would have wrote Esau had a Jacob. Jeremiah 4:30, that's no makeup. Mink coats like Rebecca, receive a blessing, but you're blinded like Isaac, so you start second guessing. 10% of 11, it's time to eat your food. 12 tribes out the chief, I'm a tribal Jew. Ain't ish, authentic, original, carbon copy. Eyes armies on the march. If you don't believe, I keep. Watch me, judge Yashael like Deborah. Misses falling from the sky, Sodom and Gomorrah. Ha, yeah, it's not a laughing matter. The whole nation is a dry land filled with bastards. Tactics, revelations, not fear factor. Now I sing praises forever, esteem my father. A martyr, hell cheat revolution. I throw laws like Moses, what you constituting? Recruiting, naughty dreadlock, man. I move Yahusha through the streets like contraband. The only fam that I have, they do my father's will. Judges 9:53, make a woman kill. Crack skulls with not a step out my astral plane. Jezebel wanna holler, but I know she's strange. 4 dots, it's the rain, that's Hosea. Mine revolves like rims, but I'm not a player. Naysayers in the birds speak against the doctrine, but they still at the door first day knocking. He's watching, 24/7 clocking. Why pray when Baraka comes, you're blocking, so the block's in formation.
What it do, people? It's your boy B. Lit Dive, and I'm chilling over here with my man, Sal Showtime, man. And I'm just here to let y'all know that there's only one place that you need to go to hear the word from the word, man. And that's at Debate Talk for You, man. I'm going to slow it down, man, because a lot of people slow. I speak fast because I'm from New York, but, I'm going to slow it down, man. That's Debate Talk for You, hosted by my man Sal Showtime. You dig? Keep it tuned, man. You already know what it is.
Shalom, Israel. This is Pastor Nobody from the fountainofisrael.com. When I'm not feeding the flock or studying the word, I get a front row seat in the Lion's Den with Sal Showtime. This is where Bible gladiators cross swords and settle the score for the entertainment and education of the people. Fountainofisrael.com, Pastor Nobody. Debate Talk for You, you're in the Lion's Den. Shalom.
All praises, all honor, all glory to the supreme intellect of the universe. This is Nasi Yashuvel of Shomrei HaTorah in Atlanta. And if I'm not reading my Torah or suplexing some false deity, I'm listening to my man, Sal Showtime, and Debate Talk for You Radio. Beautiful. Keep doing the good work, brother, bringing forth the information and spreading that love.
Welcome to another episode of Debate Talk for You. I'm your host, Sal Showtime, and welcome back to the show live. I appreciate everybody out there that's been supporting the show over the years, and we want to have your continued support by going to www.paypal.com. Use the email debatetalkforyou@gmail.com. We need your support in order for us to have the show available to the masses each and every month because, of course, we have monthly fees in order for the show to remain on the air. So once again, we appreciate the support out there, people. Again, if you want to show your support, go to www.paypal.com and use the email debatetalkforyou@gmail.com. So if you love what you hear, you love the content, you love the segments, and the special guests that come on the show, please keep us on the air. We love you guys. Again, show your support. The email. One love.
I can't hear nobody. Your phone went out or something.
Oh man, can you hear me now? Sorry about that. Yeah, technical difficulties, bro. Yeah, you hear me now?
Hear you now.
Okay, there we go.
Your phone was out for a long time. How you doing, brother?
Hey, what's going on, man? I appreciate you being here live, man. And I apologize to the audience for that technical difficulty, man. I appreciate that. But we here, though. We in the hot seat right now, Debate Talk for You Radio. And we have a few people that pressed number one already way in advance, so we're going to get to the people out there. But before we begin, Jonathan Owens, let people know a little bit about yourself, man.
Oh, just 1 second, please. Oh, sorry about this. I was ripping and running, and I was like, oh, man, I'm supposed to be on Debate Talk. But for those of you, and first I want to say thanks for having me. It's a pleasure and an honor. And those of you who might know who I am, I go by Casual from the group Hieroglyphics. Started my career professionally in 1993, got signed to Jive Records, and, that was 20 years ago, more than 20 years ago. And so I had a personal epiphany a while ago, like, man, how we calling ourselves Hieroglyphics and don't nobody know the Metal Nature? And this was like 10 years ago when I took this upon myself to dive into the ancient Egyptian language and to begin to, I wanted to just be able to represent for my crew since it was called hieroglyphics. But I found myself in a whole nother arena. I found myself amongst scholars, amongst, all the brothers. I found myself in the conscious community after chilling and debating a few brothers. I found myself on a team called the Owens Squad. And, I didn't know any of these brothers prior to me coming in the community, but these were the dudes I was always debating with and against. First, I followed Brother Ankh for a while, you know what I'm saying? Then I got into some debates with a few of the members of the Owens Squad and eventually became a member of the Owens Squad, after which went on to open up my section or bring my contribution to the Owens Squad, which is the Magi and the Magi Archers. Archer stands for Academics, Research, Charity, Housing, Economics, Resources, and Security. And so that's primarily what I would like us to focus on, is what I extracted from my knowledge and research of Kemet. So in a nutshell, Brother Jonathan, representative of the Magi Archers. It is what it is. Thanks for having me. What's up? Your phone might be doing a number on us again. My brother, you there? Yeah, I'm pretty sure what's going on is we having some technical difficulties with the phone, so I'm going to hold it down. If I could press 1, I'll let somebody in the hot seat me up already. But, to me, it really ain't about no hot seats, and I ain't had too much preparing to do. Let me know when your phone right, bro, so I can start bumping my gum. But I ain't going to say I didn't have too much preparing to do for a hot seat, but I figure the majority of the work pertaining to what you may want to ask me may have already been done in my release, Magi, a handbook for the conscious community, which I dropped like February 6th, maybe 2014, could have been 2015. And I don't know if I'm talking to, because I don't know if you there. I can just be talking to nothing. So I'm about to, oh man.
Yeah, hello.
Well,
yeah, man.
I'm there.
Oh man, we having some technical difficulties tonight. It's crazy, man.
Could you
hear
anything I said?
Yeah, I heard everything you said. Yeah, just that I couldn't get in. Yeah, I heard everything you said, man. It was just my side of it. I don't know what's going on, but we're about to get it started. I see we got people pressing number 1, and again, everybody know the rules on Debate Talk for You. It's no foul language. You got to keep it clean, keep it professional. We got people listening with the kids and even the elderly, but feel free to ask your questions. Press number 1 and we'll add you in. It's going to be 60 minutes or more. It depends on the brother. If you want to go more than 60 minutes, you can do that. I got the timer already set. You know what I mean? So 60 minutes of questions in the hot seat. You know what I mean? And please make your questions, as brief as possible, because we got a lot of people standing by, wanting to ask these questions on our Debate Talk for You. So let me get the timer ready. Hold on. Technical difficulties. There we go. All right, let's get it started. Let's go to the first person. Let's go to 702-806. You're live in there.
Hey, how you doing? How you doing, man?
Hey, what's going on, man?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm feeling pretty good. How you feeling?
All right, you got a question for Jonathan Owens?
No, I honestly, I just came on the line. I just was listening to him speak. I just heard maybe several words, so I don't even know how it started. So I don't really have no questions for him.
Oh, I got you, man. I got you. Yeah. Appreciate you calling in, though. All right, let's go to the next person. Let's go to Skype caller. What's going down? What's happening?
What's happening? This is Black Jesus Minister, the Ecclesiastes 3 Christian. What's happening?
What's up?
Hey, what's going on, man?
All right.
You got a question for Jonathan Owens? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know you, brother, but I know a lot about Brother Ankh of the Amon-Ra Squad. Who is the leader of the Amon-Ra Squad, brother?
I would say Brother Ankh, my brother.
Okay. Now, what is do you also? I know that your group, the Amon-Ra, I love to play and insult them because of our differences of them, the Amun Ra fraud squad. Do all of you have different belief systems, but you all come together as black people for a common cause?
What's interesting? Well, belief system is definitely not what brought us together as the Amarat Squad. Scholarship is what brought us together. If you heard in my opening, I said I met a lot of these guys in debating. I should have said it wasn't not too much theological. It was more or less just the content, African culture and people talking about stuff about the now. Eventually, spirituality comes up, but that ain't how we bonded. That ain't how the Amarat Squad came together. It was strictly online.
Okay. Well, my opinion of Brother Unc is that he's a nut and a liar, and I've proven that many times. I've had him on my show as a guest on TRS Talk Real Solutions. But Brother Unc, with his stupid behind, goes around all over social media in the world saying and claiming to be an atheist, a black atheist, and also claiming to be Kemetic at the same time, which is an oxymoron. So, do you too, sir, consider yourself to be an atheist as Ankh does?
Nah, I wouldn't consider myself to be an atheist. Ankh don't consider himself to be an atheist. Ankh calls himself a real black atheist. And there's a lot of defining and, so that you can't, limit his perspective to one theological school of thought. He tries to expound on what he means by a real black atheist. But again, he has his own separate group called the Real Black Atheist that is not the Amun Ra Squad, where he shares more of those, I would say, if you want to call them theological or anti-theological views amongst the members of the Real Black Atheists. If you understand. Okay. But I don't have no problem with it. Let me just tell you this. I'm my man. Okay. I'm just, if you want to know what's up, I'm solid. I'm loyal.
Well,
I'm a real man. Besides what I'm just, if you want to know, if you really want to know, I'm going to give you the gut. You feel me? Ankh ain't no double crosser. Ankh ain't no backstabber. I'll go to war with Ankh. I don't care what he believes in. You feel me? Because half our, what are prisons filled up with now? Half our prisons is filled up with Christians. Let's keep it all the way 100, whether they backslid or whatever. Whatever they was believing in, let them right to where they at. Half our brothers in the hood right now is rocking Jesus pieces. So let's keep it all the way 100. I'll go all the way to war with Ankh. Straight up. Anybody there? Yeah, we had a few technical difficulties again, man. It's going crazy right now. Blog Talk Radio, boy. Can you hear me, though? Can you hear me, John?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yes, sir.
All right, once again, it's the hot seat segment. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Is the hot seat segment
of debate. Yeah, hold on one second. Hold on. Yeah, and once again, that number is 319-527-6239. Again, if you have any questions or comments, feel free to press number 1, and we'll definitely add you in the conversation. I see we have a few people standing by, but again, if you want to email your questions, you can do that as well. That debatetalkforyou@gmail.com, or in the chat room, you can definitely send your questions as well. For those that are shy and don't want to call into the show, you can definitely type in your questions, and I'll read them out live. But go ahead. Yeah, Black Jesus Minister, you there? Hello?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm still here. Thank you for opening up my line.
My joint is just going by itself, man, automatically. It's going crazy. But go ahead, John.
Yeah, so I was just giving more of an assessment of what I witnessed in the brother's character. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Well, let me say this. Okay, well, let me say this here, brother. No, he's not solid, brother. Okay, now let me say this. And I'm finna prove it to you. Okay, and we're gonna see how you react to this. Okay, now you all and everyone that's listening can go and look up the interview that I had with Unc, Black Jesus Minister, sit down with Real Black Atheist. Y'all can look that up online. It's on YouTube and it's on Blog Talk Radio. Now, this clown sits around taunting, who says he took a few classes in college, okay, has no college degree. Maybe I doubt if he got a high school diploma. And Sister Mayat runs around lying and saying that she's Dr. Mayat and don't have
she's
no
not.
PhD.
She's not lying. She's telling the truth. When I first met her, she gave me all her credentials.
Okay, now hold on, brother. Now, brother Unc, do you know what the term academic fraud means, brother?
It would be, if I didn't, it would be easy to assume we put the word academic and fraud together.
And fraud together. Yeah, right. Okay, brothers. So the point is that and then Unc has and the Amara Fraud Squad, they have been committing academic fraud.
Why
claiming
you say they?
themselves.
Why don't you say y'all? Address me direct. I'm in the Amara Squad.
Okay,
You
I got you, brother. Hold on, brother. I got you. Now, you sit up here and say, well, and the same thing, all the other Arm and Raw Squad members who follow the leadership of Unc, okay? Oh yeah, well he got a term called real black atheist. Well, sir, I on that show, and if you can call him up tonight, if he gonna tell the truth tonight, if he call in tonight, and on my show, he stated and admitted that he made that up. Okay? So his so-called definition of what a real black atheist is, that's made up coming from his ex-crackhead or still crackhead mind and spirit, okay, and taught you that, and every other person who allowed themselves to be a victim of academic fraud, okay, from somebody who doesn't have a high school diploma, he made it up, brother. So when you sit up here and say, oh, well, real black atheism means this, and this is the definition, it's something from the figment of his imagination and has nothing to do with academia or scholarship, sir. So how you feel about that now?
All right.
Now that you know that.
Let Jonathan respond. Let him respond.
I would pose the question, that's the problem. I would pose the question, what's the man problem when a man defines his own theology, his own view of his connection or lack thereof with the Creator? What is the problem? Why does that have to be prescribed? The only way that you can attest to it is the prescriptions that you call the Bible. It had to go down that way. But I want to know why you have a burning desire to go against Aunt. Is that godly? You see what I'm saying? Is what you feel like you calling in to deter, because this show is about Brother Jonathan, but you calling in to, you got some spirit over you. You see what I'm saying? That ain't necessarily even, let me explain why. That ain't necessarily even leading you in the direction that you possibly would want it to, or it ain't what you're trying to go towards, because I told you primarily that we met under scholarship. And so any theological leadership that Brother Aunt would bring is absent from the Amara Squad. That's why he has his own group called Real Black Atheists, so that he can do that over there. But when we're talking about Medu Neter, when we're talking about linguistics, when we're talking about African history, those things simply don't apply. So then I'm really sitting back wondering, I understand because you got a passion in your belief, and I'm not knocking you for that because I've been there too. But you got to understand, like, first of all, this show ain't even about that. And second of all, I'm not even a victim or anything that you would, of any false teachings or spreading any lies. That's why I chose to include myself in the Amara Squad when you kept saying they, so that you can say what I have done to spread some of these lies or whatever. You know what I mean?
All right, people. Once again, it's the hot seat segment, debate talk for you. Yeah, I'm back on, okay. I had to double check. Yeah, I'm back on, loud and clear. You got Jonathan Owens here tonight, right here on Debate Talk. We appreciate him being here. And again, we had technical difficulties earlier. Hopefully everything works out for the remainder of the show. But let me see. My brother, pressing number one again. Hold on. Let me see. 702-806. You got a question, brother? Or you just pressing number one?
No, I basically got a little bit of a statement. I recognize a voice, that Christian guy. Either this guy is either scrapping with the Israelites. It's like he just get a rush out of scrapping people. I don't understand for him being a Christian, him being a believer of Yahweh, why he has so much anger in him. That's about all I want to say. He has a serious
That's
anger
what I was
problem.
trying to say. I agree, bro. I'm like, man, why you getting there? I go call her. Like, what you trying to do?
Yeah, I feel you, man. All right, so, yeah, I don't see anybody else pressing number one right now, but I see we have a lot of people standing by. Again, if you want to ask a question, the number is 319-527-6239. But I got a few questions actually that were emailed to me, and I'm going to relay that to Jonathan Owens. But first of all, the Amara Squad, right, they have different factions, right, so to speak, like Team Osiris, things of that nature. What is the purpose?
Team Osiris defected. They ain't down with the squad no more.
Oh,
Shout out to Team Osiris.
Wow, okay.
Yeah. Shout out to the good brothers from Team Osiris. But yeah, they wanted to do their own thing. But yeah, we have factions like you said. Magi Archers being one of them. Mossy Warrior Clan. So happy.
Okay. So how many? What about the Dagger Squad? Are they a part of the? Oh, that's a different sect right there.
Dagger Squad definitely an extension of the squad, but the Dagger Squad stand on their own. You know what I'm saying? That's my brother Garfield. He always been down with the squad.
Yeah. Okay.
Just like the Magi, we all do our own thing. You know, like a conglomerate. Conglomerate is just a collection of individuals that are coming together for one cause.
So tell us, this is one of the questions we have. What are some of the misconceptions about Jonathan Owens? What are the misconceptions?
I don't know. I really don't know. Some of the misconceptions is maybe that I want to fight a debate or usurp, or like I'm anti this or anti that. I don't really even come at it like that. I'm from the West Coast. I'm from Oakland, and a lot of the times when we quote unquote build, it ain't with the same energy that I learned and met in the conscious community. You know what I'm saying? And I also got some knowledge of ancient Kemet and how some of the Nisut handled the people who worship different gods that wasn't Kemetic gods and stuff like that as well. And so I'm more open to hearing what people say, but I'm still naturally inclined towards the truth. And regardless of what school or what type of information we dealing with, I'm more or less just don't like to hear people just spewing dogmatic stuff that they ain't researched. And so I challenge a lot of things, you know what I'm saying? But I ain't just one of them just here to debate. I more or less would like us to build economically. So that would probably be one of the misconceptions about me. Like I just want to debate all the time. Not saying that I don't welcome it and I'm happy I'm here. This is the Debate Talk show, but yeah, what I
mean. Yeah. All right. So as far as the conscious community is concerned, the House of Consciousness, the overall conscious community, what is your overall perception of the House of, not even the House of Consciousness, but the conscious community, the direction that it's going? What is your outlook when it comes to the conscious community today?
I don't know. It's cool. Sometimes I get depressed, like, oh, this ain't nothing but just the different circles of the same stuff. You know what I'm saying? But at least people, brothers and sisters out here dealing with subject matter, some of it more useful than others, but a lot of it all seems to be educational for the most part. Whatever, but there's a lot more we could be doing. We could be building. We could be building empires. That's how I be feeling instantly. And so I kind of withdrawn. I mean, I'll be focusing on other stuff, learning how to trade stocks, and I've been in the cryptocurrency for a while. I don't know if too many people in the community is up on cryptocurrency, but when Bitcoin popped. You could go look in my April 2012 on Facebook, Jonathan Owens. Probably look through April or something of 2012 and see me trying to tell everybody to go cop them some Bitcoin when it was $77. You see what I'm saying? And then it went up to about $1,200, and I was sitting there cussing on my Facebook. So, I mean, not to be running off on a tangent. You know, I was just trying to learn how to do different economic things like lately instead of just in the med do lecture all the time. You know?
That's cool. That's cool. I see we got some people pressing number 1, so we're about to go to the people once again. You know, it's Debate Talk Radio, the hot seat segment. 319-527-6239 is the number. Let's go to the people. Let's go to 646-399. You're live in there.
Hey, peace. Can I be heard?
Peace, peace. You're loud and clear. That.
Yeah, I'm curious to know if I just tuned in, so I don't know if somebody asked it earlier, but I'm curious to know if you've seen the video on that Brother Josh did concerning the Amin Rock Squad being the real pseudo scholars. I wanted to know if you've seen that video, and what you think about it, and if you plan on responding.
Oh, thanks for the question. Well, I tried. People send me the video. I tried to watch it. I tried to watch the first and the second one, and no insult and peace to Christian Josh. It just wasn't cool. I couldn't watch it. It wasn't good for me to watch. It was not worth my time. No disrespect, but he was making accusations, saying I'm lying and all this crazy stuff. Then the editing was kind of poor. He was putting his green writing that I don't got the best vision. So I was like, oh, man, I got to squint to see what he's trying to talk about. And really, we could dialogue about it. I wrote a book. I got chapters on the subject, and he could easily refute my work and write better. I know it's more entertaining, and people need to learn they can also monetize their writing. Put out a book. You ain't got to just try to get your money off YouTube commercials. You feel me? And so, I mean, that ain't no shot at Josh. I'm just saying, like, address it in writing, and it'll be easier for us to take this dialogue seriously, because I can't really take that seriously. I roll with the Honor Rock Squad. In order to keep up with my peers, I had to publish work. You know what I'm saying? If you look at every member of the squad that's remaining, they all published authors, you know what I'm saying? And so that's just like somebody like really not putting in the homework or the true effort that he want to put in to prove his point, and I don't really feel like engaging on that level. But I'll discuss with him anytime, you feel me? I just ain't going to engage him in a bunch of YouTube videos. You know?
Okay, so, I mean, I hear you. I think it's you should definitely check it out. At the bare minimum, check it out and give some feedback on it. And just try to, discipline yourself to sit through it, because it's really not that hard to to sit through. So yeah, check it out.
But see, this is what I want to say, and not to cut you out. This is what I want to say. He did like a 2-hour video, right, on the subject, and you recommended that I check it out. And hopefully you're looking out for me that I don't be information. I'm saying I have a 318-page book on the subject that I could tell he did not read from the first 2 minutes of his video. So I stopped watching. You see what I'm saying? He's completely underprepared. That's what I'm saying. Like, you can't trump scholarship and authorship, which is put out to the world, with a YouTube video that's like 2 YouTube videos. And so as soon as I seen him talking about some claims, I was like, dang, I wish Josh would have read my book, because he would not have started this way. You see what I'm saying? And so that's just how I feel. But I agree with you. I'll get the discipline up to stomach it. You know what I'm saying?
All right, once again, we're in a hot seat segment of Debate Talk Radio. So far, 21 minutes has passed. It's going to be a 60-minute show, y'all. So, we have, a lot more time for y'all to chime in. I see we have more people pressing number 1. We're going to go to you guys. And again, you can email me your questions as well. I'll read your emails to the special guest, Jonathan Owens. Let's go to the phone lines, though. Let's go to 832-610. You're live on air.
Yeah, my question is about Amen-Ra. Is Amen-Ra a deity, and does that deity have any relevance in today's struggle? And
that's a very peace to the caller. Yeah, brother, what's up? We have to address the word deity and deification. First, I'll just say, out the gate, but I just want to give it with some, I want to expound on it, because deity don't necessarily mean God. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes deities start from, I think it was a process, I'm forgetting, I'm losing it. But, basically, some deities start in the carnate or in the flesh, and then the legend of them becomes venerated over the years through their ancestors, and eventually they reach a level where they're deified. That's what deification will represent. That is a process of becoming this deity. So yes, Amen-Ra would be considered a deity, but I don't want that to be confused with the theological term God. You know what I mean? And furthermore, Amen-Ra, the deity, would be a war deity, or maybe a tale, or I'm just expounding. I'm not trying to act like an authoritarian, so we just build it. But maybe it could have started from because he was a war deity, so maybe the legend of Amen-Ra started from I don't even want to give conjecture, because the people like to attack and we on debate talk. But I would say he was a war deity. You would say Ramses called on him in the Battle of Kadesh when he was surrounded by, you know what I'm saying, he said 2,500 Kedah, which would be Hittite warriors. They would be a faction of black Hittite warriors, actually. But we would call on war deities or something. What you gonna call on? And I'm not talking about evocation in the sense of like, oh, you about to summon something up and then, you know what I'm saying, just do some spookism stuff. But having some type of historical balance on who your ancestors referred to in the time of war could possibly be beneficial. You know what I'm saying? You there, bro?
You still there? You have another question? You still there?
Yeah, so how will Amen-Ra be relevant to today's struggle, seeing that Amen-Ra went for a long period of time where nobody pretty much even remember the memory. So I'm saying y'all going into Egypt thousands of years ago, and we going into 2017. Is there any Egyptian text? Is there any evidence that you have in the spirit realm or whatever to where Amen-Ra or any of the Egyptian gods have any relevance today, can be attached to where you can actually say, here goes an Egyptian deity, and here's the relevance of it today because of whatever?
Okay, so in my explanation of my studies, I try to say that I come at this primarily from a scholastic point of view, and therefore, unless I'm doing a biblical study, and even in my personal life, unless I'm just, I don't know, but I don't think that any deity, you could pick them. You could call them Yahweh. You could call them whoever. None of them are going to help us in our struggle. If you want to keep it one gully, you feel me? Ain't that shit fake, bro? You feel me? And that's how I'm coming. That's my life. You feel me? That's not,
keep
brother.
Keep it clean. Keep it clean. Yeah, just keep it clean.
I apologize. I apologize. Yeah. I would say I want, and I'm not saying that the whatever you know about the Creator is not true. I'm saying that the tales that other people give you, canonized, it has to go this way, it ain't helped us yet. I have grandparents that you can't out-religion them. You can't tell them nothing and they gone. Jesus ain't came for them. You see what I'm saying? And so if we still want to choose a deity to this day that's going to help us, I already say that's already crazy, but I would go with one that my ancestors used when they was thriving. That's what I would do.
Okay, but now we see, and I'm sure you know from debates that there's thousands of ways that we can point to the Bible being relevant today in the world, regardless of who's practicing it, what their interpretation is. We do know that the current civilizations, whether it's the class of civilizations, we see the relevance of Christ. We also have heroes like Nat Turner who actually talked about his spiritual connection with Christ that motivated him to do what he did. But I'm just trying to see where's the relevance of the Egyptian deities. That because y'all saying Amun-Ra squad, so that means that somewhere in there you can show Amun-Ra having some relevance today on some civilization. Because we know that the Egyptians didn't fall off the map, but we don't hear the true Egyptians talking about Amun-Ra. So now, since y'all use that title, how is using that name relevant, whether it's from a scholarship perspective or whatever? Like, can you show any relevance of Amun-Ra like in the last 1,000 years?
I kind of got the question, and I think what's happening here is the cultural context of the use of the word relevant. See, you're using that word like we talking about hip-hop or something. You see what I'm saying? Because we can't talk about the relevancy of Christianity if it's not turning out good results for our people. Relevant because there's a church on every corner is just like hip-hop artists are relevant because they play their song every day. But if they're not producing good music, to me, they're still irrelevant. Like if Christianity is not producing the best results for our people, then the relevancy of it because of its frequency is actually irrelevant. You see what I'm saying? And so you are confusing frequency and commonality with actually effectiveness. And you're asking, just because you haven't seen the Church of Amun-Ra in every neighborhood, then how is it relevant? But I'm telling you some of the research that we went to go extract because we wasn't looking at it because to us it was irrelevant. We went in and extracted some of this information and trying to bring it back to the people and say, hold up, like it's something we actually can use here. And I'm not one of the people to just say that and not have nothing to put behind it. I read Metal Nature and I also read that I'm a pattern day trader, okay? And I'm applying my skill at learning the iconography of the Metal Nature to stock trading. Okay, how did this come? It's because I realized my organization is the Magi Archers. It's because I realized the wealth of Egypt was protected by Nubians, okay, who called themselves the Vanguard of Kemet, the Magi. But this was all an economic plan. This is what I learned in Kemet. This is how it affects my life today, and I'm trying to show you how it's real-time relevant. And so, look, I realized that all the Egyptians was going down in the Nubia, right, in order to get gold from these quarries called Hot Nub, HAT-NUB. Anybody can wiki it. And so when you look in the history of Hot Nub, you're going to find out it was a whole bunch of wars up until about the 18th dynasty when I think it was Tutmosis II was like, hold up, we've been fighting over this money. This is how I see it because this is how I learned it, but this is really how it went down. We've been fighting over this money, all this wealth, and this bitches trying to build our empire for so long. Let's just stop this and put back our initial fraternity, our brotherhood back together. And so Tutmosis II came up with a position called Sanisut, or the Viceroy, which was actually considered the son of the king, but he was a Nubian in Nubia down there, right, who was overseeing all the gold quarry and it stopped all the wars between Nubia and then the Magi came into Egypt. So this is what I'm trying to explain. We were talking about how extra irrelevant it was, but I'm trying to show you in my real, actual life, doing that research and doing that study, I realized what I needed to be doing economically in the world today. You see what I'm saying? I need to be trying to build. I realized that the root to African spirituality, and that's what I base myself on, the root to African spirituality is based in cooperative economics. And I even looked through, did more research. I mean, everybody knows in Kwanzaa we got what? Ujamaa? I think it's Ujamaa, which is cooperative economics. And so I'm just trying to give you an example. I wouldn't even have been able to say nothing I just said to you without researching the research that I do with the Amarat Squad. And so it's relevant and useful in our own personal life, even if we want to be able to articulate, how we feel or, or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But again, our definition of relevance should also be addressed when going into a question like this.
Looking at the timer right now, so far 33 minutes has passed. Again, this is a 60-minute show. 60-minute show. We got some more people standing by. Again, if you're listening on social media, you're listening on Blog Talk Radio, you know that number to call in, 319-527-6239. And just press 1 and we'll add you in the conversation. Again, we have special guest Jonathan Owens here, right here on Debate Talk Radio. Let's go to the next caller. Let's go to 757-675. You're live in air.
Yeah, what's up, Sal? Brother Owens, a couple of questions. According to your belief, who is your creator?
Honestly, my mama. I hate to say it sounds technical, but the creator of all mankind and all humanity, I don't really got no corporeal image for that. Or I don't define that as any way. I don't really believe what I believed when I was a Christian, that it has to be, I don't believe in that, bro. I'm sorry. I've grown out of it. I've given a lot of energy into it, and I'm a Bible scholar, so if you want to go there, we could do that too. But personally, I don't think creation of humanity can be given a corporeal image or effigy.
So is your stance that no one, should I say, deity created mankind?
Oh no, definitely not. Not in Kemetic text. Like if you were to say Ptah created man, I'm like, come on, son. We don't do that for real in Kemenology, so to speak. Some may, but that's not where I'm from. I come from a scholastic school, so I just concerned primarily with the information and how the information can then better my life. May be spiritual, but not necessarily theological. You know what I mean?
Okay, so scholastically then, what is the origin of the black race?
The origin of the black race?
Yes.
Scholastically, I would side with evolution, bro. Straight up. That's what I would side with. I'm not big on that, and I'm not one of, if you notice, when Ngozi was in the Amarat Squad, he was the one who dealt with the DNA and everything. But if we start talking about that subject, I'm just going to be talking like a layman or like anybody. I deal with the metal nature primarily and things of Kemet. But I could talk about it. I'm willing to dialogue. I'm just letting you know. I'm like, that ain't what I really do. I do some biblical studies, though. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay. So, yeah, well, with that being your answer, really I can ask you my next series of questions, which would have been whatever deity you believed in, what is his stance on the way that, shall I say, the black races are being oppressed by all the other races in the world.
That's
but since you don't believe in
crazy to me. That really started to sound crazy to me. It's like we're willing to collectively have a mental side, dude. That won't do nothing for us. Like, if we could find what the ghost in the sky think about our people, that's why we losing. White people don't do that, bro. Like, they don't care about that.
Well, scholastically then, try to explain to me the reason why we are the most pressed race in the world and the most hated. Can you explain to me that on a scholastic level?
Yes, sir. I will try at least, but again, I'm just giving you my opinion. But I come to one of the conclusions that is because we're some of the most human people. We're some of the most loving people. We're some of the, we just like ain't ready to just go to the extent some people will go to. And I'm not saying we won't. I'm not taking nothing from my people, but I'm just saying, you feel me? Like I said, I ain't no expert on that subject, and so shit, I ain't the one for that. You feel me? I'm just giving you my opinion. Why do you feel? Why do you think we getting whooped on?
Oh, brother, I'm a believer in God, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So you already know where I stand. I just wanted to see, what was your point of view. Did you believe in specific higher deity or what? But you say you believe in evolution. So okay, that's cool.
No, I really believe in evolution, but it don't gotta be absent of your deity. Like what I'm not one here saying I believe in evolution like I believe in evolution, bro. I just will take that before I will take a story of some clouds and all that stuff. It just don't sit with me right. and I mean, I'm just keeping it 100. That's what started my initial, because I was a devout Christian. I used to tell my homies, oh, they ain't got the spirit and all that little stuff. And you know what I'm saying? But I started really going deeper, and it wasn't cool. And so
okay, so
you
would accept evolution first. Okay, so with that being said, so you don't believe in a higher deity, and you say you're not really wouldn't really claim evolution, then where do we come from?
I don't want to cut you off but you was kind of capsulating my stuff. I was trying to expound so that it wouldn't get. Like, I ain't saying I don't believe in a higher deity, but I don't really, what I was trying to express, like, I don't think us even focusing on that right now will help us get to the next level. You know what I'm saying? If the deity see how much goddamn help how much help we need, you see what I'm saying, with what's going on. Like, I mean, for real, like I said, we getting shot in the street like animals. You see what I'm saying? We just going to sit around and keep waiting, try to pick we need to switch guys. Let's get a different guy, and then we're going to be man enough to fight back. You see what I'm saying? That's how I feel. But I created my own religion, and I think it's going to suit my life well. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay. Well, hey, man, everybody's entitled to their own belief, brother. Everybody's entitled to their own belief.
But mine don't conflict with yours.
So what?
I said mine don't conflict with yours, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, by all means, brother, if your belief keeps you from out in the street selling drugs or murdering people or, being a rapist, then by all means, man, hey, if it makes you better, hey, cool.
Man, I just got to talk about how many bodies in the prison system right now. You feel me? Everybody in there really know one of them. You know what I'm saying? And I'm talking about you at least ain't too many brothers in there who been studying the Medu Neture, and I ain't going like that. I'm just keeping it all the way 100. At least it's giving us something to where we can stay out of that way. You know how you got to stay out of harm's way? Christianity got our people in harm's way. I'm saying go to any street block and ask them what they believe in. They believe what you believe. The brothers who doing all the harm.
Well, see, that's kind of a broad subject because it's a difference in Christianity and what I believe. See, to me, when you say Christianity, I'm thinking of Sunday preacher collecting all the money from the church and 5 hours of the choir singing. That's my view of Christianity. That's not what I involve myself in.
All right, that's cool. And let me say something though.
When you say Christianity, you going into a broad spectrum, brother, a broad spectrum.
I want the people to get from me that I understand that it's good brothers in all of these belief systems. That's why I mess with everybody. I don't care what nobody say. They see me saying something with the Hebrews or they see me doing. I'm like, y'all puzzled. Y'all acting like y'all gang banging and stuff. I mean, not y'all, and I'm not including you, but I'm saying, so I could build with you on the if we willing to accept that you ain't got to force your views on me, then I could build with you inside the allegory of your canon. Like I could step into what y'all do, and I know a lot about it. But I ain't about to say that shit. That's excuse my language. I'm not a foul-mouthed brother, so I apologize.
Yeah, thank you.
But I'm used to being on radio shows that where we be getting open.
Yeah.
So again, to all the listeners, if you got kids in the room, then I apologize. But yeah, you know, I like to build like that, and so it ain't really a conflict. But
I'm
if
not
you wanted
one
to debate it,
force my
we
belief
could
on somebody because, my opinion, if you got to force your belief on somebody, then it ain't meant for them in the first place. So I'm not one to force my belief on anybody. All I try and do is try to give somebody some information, and it's your thing if you want to believe it or not. You know, that's all I'm about. And you know, at the end of the day, we all gonna see who right. At the end of the day,
yeah. See,
when
that's
it's all
the
said and
problem to
done with.
me. That's the problem to me. Black men, us as a people, I'm one. We still scared. We scared of the reward. You scared to not be right about that God thing. You feel me? Because you got all the stuff they told you. I just ain't scared no more. And I know that if that man, that God do exist, he like my brother 100. You see, all that fear of God stuff, that's not real to me. I'm like, why would a supreme being want that? That's like, that come from patriarchy. That come from the white man having to instill the fear of him into his children, into his family, and then that's how he then turned over. Now, I don't want to start painting with a broad brush because that ain't the white man's fault. We could find the fear of God in the Sumerian language, and I had put that on my page. So it's been a long time since we've been showing reverence to the quote-unquote creator. But what I'm trying to say, that's not a useful theology in these days and age. Man, we need to be more enduring. We need a female deity to come back so everybody could. I mean, I'm just keeping it real, and I'm just building with you because as far as we got with these patriarchal views, it's right where we stand. You know what I'm saying?
All right, once again, it's the Hot Seat segment of Debate Talk Radio. I see 44 minutes has passed by. Again, it's going to be a 60-minute segment. We still got people standing by. Once again, you know that number, 319-527-6229. If you want to ask a question when you call in, you got to press number 1, and then we'll add you in the conversation. Let's go to the people, though. Let's go to the people. Let's go to 504-493. You're live in the air.
Hey, good night and greetings to you, brothers.
Peace, peace, peace. Hey, what's going on?
All right. I want to ask the not the host, not Brother Sal, the other guy. You know, tell me a little bit. Can you brief? Yeah, John.
His name was Yeah, just wanted to know. His name was Jonathan Owens. Jonathan Owens. Got it though.
Oh, okay. I didn't kind of hear all of your statements about your beliefs. Maybe you can indulge me a little bit more about your beliefs and your stance on Christianity and your other beliefs.
Okay, yeah, well, I don't do that. I was raised a Christian. You know, I didn't take to it too well because, you know, I wouldn't say we was in problems, but my family worked pretty hard. I'm just going to do it real quick. And one day, I seen my preacher's Rolls Royce times black on the plate. And so my friend, 3 times black, that was talking about his paint job on the Rolls Royce. And so that hit me the wrong way. Let me just run through the story. I had a friend who was always prying on me about religion. And so I started listening to, I'm about 13 years old. I started listening to what he started telling me. Then he started showing me some stuff at this age I possibly considered pseudo. But what he did was open, let me tell you. You ever hear somebody show you that Shakespeare in the Bible with Psalms, with some verses in Psalms or something?
Yeah,
have you ever
I
seen
think that? Was in
Yeah,
it was in Psalms. Yeah.
Yeah, well, he showed me that at 13 while I was really big and so he kind of like opened up my perspective to be able. I wanted to show people different things like that. I was kind of intrigued, like, ooh. I started diving into other stuff. Well, in my high school years, I still big Christian all throughout my record deal years. I got signed in 1993. I'm still big on my Christianity. We on tours. I'm talking, we talking about all that stuff. But like I explained earlier, something had drawn me into to want to learn this ancient Egyptian language. But you heard of a man named Zachariah Sitchin? Well, I got all of his books. I got his book collection. So I dived into it. I found the controversy about Genesis 6:4, talking about the Anunnaki as all the gods. The only part I heard.
Yeah, Jonathan Owens, you're kind of breaking up a little bit, John.
Yeah,
you're kind of breaking
like
up a little bit. Yeah, maybe you got to move around, different areas somewhere.
Y'all can hear me?
I can hear you.
Y'all hear me now? I'm still breaking up?
You good.
Nah, you good. You good right now.
Yeah.
You good.
I'm just giving them a long story, so I got into the Zachariah Stitching. You know what I'm saying? That didn't turn out because he was telling me a whole bunch of stuff that I didn't even really believe that he was telling the truth. So I had to tell myself I'm going to learn this ancient Egyptian language for myself.
The reason I was kind of asking is because we've had a lot of guests come on the Debate Talk for You through our great host, Brother Sal, and have done a lot of different teachings on a lot of different subjects. And there are quite a few scholars that has come that has kind of opened up some of the books where I think from my perspective that from the Debate Talk from You grand champions, and it's a few of them, but I believe there's just one, he's opened up quite a few understandings that has really captured a lot of the viewers' understanding when it deals with the paramedics and, the other books that you were talking about that you believe in, the Egyptians. Have you ever heard the brother debate on some of them subjects?
I possibly have not, and I would commend him if you are well taken to his work. Hopefully it's wonderful.
Okay. Well, sure, man. I appreciate you, man. I just wanted to get a little understanding of what you were saying because I didn't really catch the beginning of the show, and I appreciate you taking the time. Mm-hmm.
I mean, I never got to finish, but I feel you too. I was gonna say I got to my studies and blah blah. Yeah, I wound up where I was at though. I just finally had to let go of anything that was not I couldn't see helping me. I hope it's still there, and I'm with y'all too. I hope y'all all right. How about that? What if y'all right and something is in the clouds helping? Then it'll be all good. But I'm gonna move like it ain't nothing up there doing nothing, and we got to make it move down here. And hopefully I'll get a reward from that, from everybody got. You feel me?
I heard that, my brother. Well, I don't want to hold you too long. I know you got a lot of callers that's viewing, listening to you. So I appreciate it, brother. Thank you so much.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
All right, bye.
All right, once again, this is the High Seed segment, Debate Talk for You. 50 minutes has passed. 50 minutes has passed. Again, it's a 60-minute show. We're going to go to the people out there. We have a lot of people standing by. Let's go to the phone lines. Let's go to 646-592. You're live in the air.
Because no two people have the same DNA. So you need to have the same DNA to believe. I don't want to know what
that sounds like Garfield right there. That sounds like Garfield right there.
That do sound like Garfield.
Yeah, that's Garfield.
What they have?
He's talking to somebody else. Yeah, that's Garfield. I'm gonna bring him in later on though. He can't even hear me right now. Hold on. Let's try to get 646-5.
If we want to be honest to ourselves,
that's Garfield.
I don't want you to.
Yeah, that's Garfield, man. We're gonna bring him back later on though. Let's go to the phone lines. Let's see. Who else is out there? Let's go to 646-399. You're live in there.
Yeah, I'm back. So I guess just to I had a few questions first off, and just to kind of keep it less subjective and keep it objective, especially in your field, in your on where you specialize. What was from your studies of ancient Kemet and their texts? What did they feel about their creator? That's just a generalized question. See how you answer it.
Right, that's a pretty good
from
question.
what you've seen. That's basically it. From what you have read, as far as their perspective on creation, cosmology, what do they believe? What did they believe?
It was about, I say, first and foremost, we talk about a long period of time where the cosmogonies changed, and they even changed regionally. And so what people believe kind of like, changed from here to there, especially with the lack of media coverage and information dissemination that we have now. But we do have about a Kemet, and some of them containing the same creators and some of them containing different creators. But a lot of what we do, the work we do, is trying to see the difference between what they actually said in the text and how they actually viewed it and how it was translated. Because when we read the translations, the main thing we get is the knowledge of the translator. And if they presuppose that things were a certain way, then they just gonna start translating the way that they assume things were. And so a lot of the times we're confused by, they like, oh, those are the Egyptian gods, this, the Egyptian gods, that. And sometimes you see it may be the case, it may not be the case. Here's an instance of the cannibal hymn, which we went over in a debate I did. I never didn't get to expound on it, but let me just throw this out. When I think it was Owens who died, and in one of his pyramid texts, they have a text that Egyptologists, because of their lack of understanding of what I believe are African poetics and just the way we, the way we champion ourselves, they thought a lot of people misinterpreted this cannibal hymn. Some scholars didn't, to be honest. They knew it was just like poetic, but some thought it actually had something to do with cannibalism. And so when we go into the actual study of this hymn, we start to find out what Owens was doing was venerating, follow me now, what he's doing amongst the Netcharu. They say, okay, sometimes he's eating the Netcharu, okay, and we know the Netcharu to be the deities or the gods or whatever. So I'm trying to say what we really learn in actuality, where he was absorbing these powers of nature as he became an element of nature himself to then reign, quote-unquote, supreme. Me being a rapper, I see it so poetically, like he was just basically talking about, I'm going to eat all the Netcharu, and it got misinterpreted as a cannibal hymn. But really, and so I brought out this instance because his explanation and understanding of these same deities or natures that we try to look at as gods, you can clearly see in some of their tales they just didn't see him that way. You know what I'm saying? He was becoming one. He wanted to be the greatest, and he was becoming the greatest by consuming all of these other elements. And so it just was an illustration of how that it a little bit differently, and it's hard for me to really, encapsulate Egyptian thought in our theological perspective. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 646, you're still there. Go ahead.
Pardon?
Yeah, 646, you're still there. 399, you're still in the air. Probably got herself on mute. All right. We're going to take another caller. Let me check the time real quick. All right, 55 minutes has passed, so we only have time for one or two more questions. And, pretty much going to wrap it up. Let's go to the next caller. Let's go to Skype caller once again. Somebody call from Skype.
Black Jesus Minister.
What's up?
Okay then, brother. Now, if you are truly a Kemetic believer in Kemeticism and the Kemetic way of life, brother, to sit up here and say that you don't believe in no God, brother, and the Comedics did believe in gods and goddesses and the creation of the world by the very same gods that you just mentioned and even more, brother, that is absolutely asinine and you're a fraud now, brother. Now, my question to you is, this is my question. Do you believe in the principles of Ma'at? All of them.
Yes, sir.
All of it.
Yes.
Okay. Now,
I believe in my but let me say something. Just let me. Because you said hella shit already. Oh, go ahead. I apologize.
Okay, brother. I made that point, but this is the main question right here. So now, if you believe in all the principles of Ma'at, sir, then that means that you believe, and if you don't, you're a fraud. That you believe in the afterlife, as the Egyptians always, sir. This is a principle. Ma'at is the very God. No, sir. Let me finish.
That's what I'm trying to tell you, bro.
No, sir. Let me finish.
That's not Ma'at.
Sir, let me finish the question. Be quiet. You think you slick, homeboy. Now, everybody who's listening to the show, go to Wikipedia and type in Ma'at, M-A-A-T, and read it.
That's your problem.
Sir, no, I ain't got no problem, sir. No, I'm finna expose you as a liar. This is the hot seat. Now be quiet and take this like a man. And so my point to you is the principle of Ma'at, her main duty in the afterlife, sir, was to judge the souls of those who died by her feather, and if their soul, which was contained in their heart, was equal to the feather of Ma'at or lighter, they went to paradise. And if their heart was heavy with sin, that's the Egyptian principle of Ma'at, then they remained in the underworld of the Duat and were devoured by the beast, sir. Now, do you believe in that?
Now let me go back and slow you down a little bit, brother. It's my turn. Okay, see, what I told you at first was I didn't say nothing about belief. You just wanted to talk about belief. I told you I'm primarily concerned with scholarship, and my focus was Medu Netter. But we're gonna deal with your question. Focus was Medu Netter. Not dealing with it. I told you yes, of course, I adhere to Ma'at. Because this is one of the good things that I learned out of what you're speaking on with this Kemetic mythology. That's what you're talking about right now, mythology, okay? I'm talking about linguistics, and so Ma'at means the truth. Ma'at, the truth. And so to adhere to the truth is really all the religion you ever would need. You see what I'm saying? And that's how I take it into my life. Now, following the allegorical mythological tales that you're only supposed to extract meaning, heightened meaning from, and trying to be like, nah, man, I don't think no alligator about to eat my soul. You know what I'm saying? No, I thought this was a way to express how that you need to stay true, or that your heart, again, that you need to adhere to Ma'at. And you know what I'm saying? And however it's given. And so I understand the allegories the way that they're supposed to be taken. I'm not going to take that stuff literally. But yes, brother, I do adhere to Ma'at, and again, Ma'at just simply means the truth.
All right, that 60 minutes has passed. So we had the 60-minute mark. So once again, we appreciate Jonathan Owens. I don't see anybody else pressing number one neither. So I guess pretty much we could wrap it up then, right? Yeah, if anybody has a question, y'all can press number one. But I don't see anybody else pressing number one right now. So Jonathan Owens, anything you want to say? Any last words? And want to share with the people?
I appreciate all the callers. I appreciate the callers, appreciate the dialogue, and I appreciate you, Sal, for having me. You know what I'm saying? Debate Talk, what it do? Have me back soon, and have somebody got some fire, man, who want to put me on the higgity hot seat. You know what I'm saying? Because it was kind of like the lukewarm seat. You know?
All right. I hear you, man. I got you, man.
I was waiting for Josh to call. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, man, you know, we don't screen the calls, so anybody can call in, you know what I mean? You know, it's all good, though. But we appreciate you coming on, and I'm going to definitely bring you back, though, you know, real soon. Is there any upcoming events, anything you want to promote before we go? You can do that. Yeah.
Yes, sir. They got the debate. Y'all got to, if y'all ain't in New York, y'all are in Harlem, y'all got to tune in. I think it's, on Sunday, December the 18th or something like that, with the Armor Rock Squad versus Sarah Suit and Steady. And Young Pharaoh has the Medu Nectar been deciphered. That's a Sarnetta program, so y'all check that thing out. Excuse me. Other than that, you know what I'm saying, just stay up with the Armor Rock Squad, follow Magi Archers, you know what I mean? And, you know, you could help supporting the real hip-hop career, too. That's Casual, the rap god. You know what I'm saying? Go look it up to see if I got some bars or not, you know what I mean?
All right, man. We appreciate you, my brother. And see you guys tomorrow. We have another show, of course, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. See you guys tomorrow. Take care, and God bless.
Yeah. Shout out to South Showtime.
The Almighty Spawn.
I am
God of Music.
The Almighty Black God Spawn. And this that debate talk for you. We got that straightforward truth. When you see both sides of the end, you can say the same or change all your views. This that debate talk for you. We got that straightforward truth. When you see both sides of the end, you can say the same or change all your views. This that debate talk. For you. We got that straight talk. The truth. So what you waiting on? If you ain't trying to learn it, what you hating for? Say no more. Yeah. Speak your peace, leave in peace, and don't be violent. Don't be swayed, don't get played like a violin. Ain't no fussing, just discussions in the lion's den. Hot seat burning up like a fireman. The subject matter's obvious, though it can vary. We discuss a lot of religion and politics. Keep it straight like a hockey stick. Learn as I listen in, and I'ma win. This that debate talk for you. We got that straightforward truth. When you see both sides of the end, you can stay the same or change all your views. This that debate talk for you. We got that straightforward truth. When you see both sides of the end, you can stay the same or change all your views. Yeah. Debate talk for you, radio. Yeah.
God of music.